Hello, my dear fellow travelers, friends, and photographers. Welcome back again to Chrisley Travel Channels. As promised in this last episode to Pakistan, I will share with you a journey that away from the Phander Valley, and a valley that is seldom visited by most visitors who travel to northern Pakistan. So this is a map of Pakistan, and for those of me for the first time, let's know where are we going to visit. As you can see from this slide, from these topography maps, we are now slightly moving to the west. Instead of earlier, we are actually at the central northern sections, but now we are moving to the western sides of these beautiful regions. And we are actually moving away from the Hunza Naga, and we are moving to the Giza tassel. That's the one in green color. That will be our focus of today in sharing these travelogues. So you can see from the map here, I have made a black circle, and that will be the journey that we will cover today. And you can see that we are moving much closer to the border between Pakistan and Afghanistan, which is just not far away. And you notice that there are two red dots there. There actually are two of the towns, or rather a village that we are visiting. Of course, the first one is called GUPIS, and the second one is Phander. But before that, we are actually leaving from the Gilgit, the main capital city of this Gilgit, Baltistan. Alright, and we are moving from there all the way westward. So now that will give you a much clearer idea of how we are moving about. We are from the point number 12, which is Gilgit, moving down to 13, Gilgit. And then from there, from Gilgit, we all the way to the GUPIS, and finally we enter, and the last stop of the journey is Phander, which is actually point number 15. So before we go on to the Phander Valley, which actually will give you quite a fascinating scenery to most of us, including myself. But before that, we still want to share with you the route journey from Gilgit all the way to Gilgit, which I still consider one of the most fascinating stretch of journey along the Karakoram Highway. So we are now cover this section of the route journey, and these are some of the images that have been captured along the way. The route condition in this stretch of the road are fairly well maintained, and it can be seen from some of these images I shared with you. And of course, we are driving along Hunza River, and you notice that the color of the water in this Hunza River as compared later on to the Anna River that will be traveling along, which is named as the Gilgit River. You can see the difference between the two rivers in terms of the color of the waters. Now this region is definitely a region where surrounded by high mountain peaks. Now, traveling during the autumn month in this part of the world, indeed have managed to capture and give you some breathtaking scenery along the way. And now we are from the Gilgit, actually the capital city of this Gilgit-Baltistan province. We are then moving westward, as we say that we are moving toward the GUPIS. But just before that, let's share a bit about this Gilgit, the capital city of Gilgit, Baltistan. Now, the city is located in it's actually at Phander Valley, a flatland, near the confluence of two rivers, namely the Gilgit River and the Hunza River. And it's a major tourist destination in Pakistan, and serving as a hub for trekking and mountaineering expedition in the Karakoram mountain range. Right. This is the main area of people coming, main reason people coming to these regions. Now, Gilgit has once a major center of Buddhism. It was an important stop on the ancient sail routes, and today serves as a major junction along the Karakoram highway. And it's also a good stopover for those who travel along this route all the way to the border between the China and Pakistan. Now that at this junction point, you also moving can also connect to the westwards as where we are doing today, and at the same time we can also move eastwards, which we have actually introduced to you earlier on. We travel to the city Skadu, right on the eastern side of Gilgit. Now, currently it serves as a frontier station for the local tribal area. The city economic activity is mainly focused on agriculture, with wheat, maize, and berry as the mainly produced crops in these regions. So Gilgit is located approximately 10 km or 6.2 miles from the Karakoram highway. It's not on the side of Karakoram highway, but actually a distance away. And the roadway is being upgraded as part of the China-Pakistan economic corridor. Right? And the Karakoram highways connect the Gilgit to Chilas, Dasu, Bisham, and Mashehara, and then Abbottabad, and also the Islamabad, the capital city of Pakistan in the south. So now we are moving from this Gilgit to GUPIS, and let's see what we can see from this journey. But only thing I need to highlight here, the journey from this Gilgit to GUPIS, during our visit, actually we are facing some difficulty in terms of due to the road closure of the road serving from Gilgit to GUPIS is under construction, not exactly under construction, but rather under upgrading works. All right, and the upgrading work have actually causing this stretch of the road been closed for long hours, and the closing hour was from 9 a.m. to 12 noon, and then from 1:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. So unless you can catch between the window of the opening, for example, you travel before 9, you must reach that checkpoint to enable the enter to the closure routes, and you must or alternatively you must be at the checkpoint between the hour 12 to 1:30. But if we miss these two window of opening before the closure, then you have to wait until the next opening of the routes. And as a result of that, on a day of our travel to GUPIS itself, we miss the morning hours, so that we have to wait until the 12 noons, the opening hour from 12 to 1:30. So by the time we reach the GUPIS, it's almost 9 p.m. at night. And it's, of course, the road conditions are not very good because, as I said earlier, that is under constructions. Anyway, later I will share with you more images I've taken along this stretch of the road. But having said that, let's also have some idea of this GUPIS town, right? Which actually the town where we put our night there. I think we put 2 nights. So GUPIS is located about 112 kilometers to the west of Gilgit, right, on the bank of River Gilgit. Now, under the district of Giza, all right. Just now I shared with you the district map where I told you that the green in color, right, and the GUPIS is of about 2,167 or 76 meters, sorry, 2,176 meters high above sea level. That means it's still considered a high altitude region because the entire journey that we are covering in this GUPIS, for Gilgit to GUPIS itself, generally all are above 2,000 meters above sea level. And of course, the reason for visiting the GUPIS, actually we want to explore the Phander Valley because was told that the scenery during the autumn is very fascinating. But beside the scenery, actually GUPIS also have some tourist attraction. And some of it, such as the GUPIS Fort, which we did not visit, and then the KHALTI Lakes, and also some stone circles of the mega lakes, right? And then the Shingalets village and some other many small villages along the way. But actually the journey between this Gilgit to GUPIS, actually we are going to pass by many villages, small villages along the way. And some of these villages are equally fascinating in terms of scenery. So now we are moving from the Gilgit all the way to GUPIS, and you can see that I have made a circle to tell you that this is a journey that we are covered, and the picture I'm sharing with you now will be taken along this stretch of the roads. And of course the river, as I mentioned earlier, the joining us, we're running on the right hand side on the direction facing from Gilgit to GUPIS. Then the river is basically on our right hand side, and this river is also known as Gilgit River, right? So fairly deserted, you can see from the scene that still have a lot of mountain peaks along the journey, and while we're at the lower foothill of the mountains, where there is actually have some flatlands, this area will highly capitalize and use and become the human settlement. You can see that the wherever area that can grow, there's a tree that will be growing, over there will be a human settlement. And therefore you will be able to find quite a number of suspension bridge that crossing these Gilgit rivers, right? Because it's most of the you can find most of the settlement are lying on both sides of the river, and wherever there's on the other side of the river, you build a suspension bridge to serve the community over there. And now, as I mentioned earlier, please note of the color of the water. You can see the water in this Gilgit river versus the Hunza River. Hunza River was more toward grayish in color, but you can see that this water from this Gilgit River are much cleaner. You can see a more bluish in color because basically all this water are come from the melting of the glacier that around these regions. So the river's water is very clean and bluish in color along the entire journey that we traverse. You notice that this river water is very beautiful. So you can see the scene as you travel along. Actually, this journey, this picture was taken both on the way to the GUPIS, at the same time from GUPIS back to Gilgit. a fairly deserted region, except along the main trunk routes. You can find quite a fair bit of the villages along the way. So these are some of the road conditions. These are better sections. It's an early section, not the later section of the roads. And here, this is one of the checkpoints. In fact, this is a checkpoint on the other end. That's at the GUPIS end. Is where we are on the return journey, and we had to wait here. As you can see, that the vehicles are not allowed to pass through, and we had to wait for the opening time. And therefore, it will come too early or come too late, then you have to be stranded at this area. So you can see from here, you can see how nice, how clean the water is, because all these are basically the melting snow from the glacier. And interestingly, that you can find a lot of taught fish in these regions. And I was told actually, initially the taught fish was brought in and to breed here, but after some time, the population grown, and the most covered and south stretch of the river. So you can see some of the settlement now, human settlement on the other side of the river. So it's a very scenic trail as we travel during the month of October. Now at this point is where there's actually on the journey why we are trying for Gilgit to GUPIS. And we have to stop here, as I mentioned earlier, we missed the morning opening hours before 9, and therefore we have to wait until the reopening at 12 noon. So we are there about, I think about 10 o'clock, and we have to wait, we have to wait until it's open, So while waiting there, the other road user also are doing the same, and you can see local youths were just sitting next to one rocks on the rocks, waiting for the opening of the traffic to this stretch of the road. And therefore, I managed to take a picture of them, and they are much happy to allow us to take their pictures. And here we also, it's quite a scenic spot, so you can see that our tour mate also capturing the scenery along this river. And as I say that this is only a part of our objective of traveling to this part of the world. It's not so much about the destination, the end of the journey, but more to enjoy the scenery along the journey. So the traveling, in fact, the excitement comes from looking at the scenery on both sides of the routes, and if you are able to capture all this along the way, then I believe that you certainly will get a very fruitful journey along this part of the world. So finally, we arrived at GUPIS, is where we put 2 nights, and to continue our journey further to another small village or a township known as the Phander. The name of the town is called Phander, and of course, along the way from the GUPIS to the Phander, and I'll name this stretch of the valley as a Phander Valley. And just a bit the background of this Phander village. You know, the winding roads that from Gilgit to Chitra, which is further beyond, from Phander further to the west, you reach a town called Chitra, right? You're going to pass through many villages, right? And you can see that around the roadside there are a lot of poplar tree line along the way, and of course you can also have this accompanied by this turquoise waters colors. I mean the river water from the Gilgit River, which I shared with you just now, is a bluish in color, and the beautiful river along the right hand side. And also, more importantly, you're going to meet the local, and most of the local are Ismaili people, and they are very friendly. I use the word very friendly people. They will greet you, they like to chat with you, and they don't mind taking picture with you. You know, you can find good company with them when you're around in this part of the world. So let's see what we can offer to you when you visit this Phander Valley. And in this travelogues, I managed to fly my drone to fly over this Phander Valley, as well as subsequently the KHALTI lakes. I will share with you these video clips shortly after, but at the same time, just look at some of the images captured while I'm in this Phander Valley. So precisely we are covering the region is from GUPIS to the Phander, and we don't move further because the further you go to the west, we are heading toward the borders. So this is actually the image. In fact, this image was taken using a drone. You can see how beautiful is this Phander Valley. All these images are mainly, mostly taken by a drone, alright? So then you can see a better view of this beautiful valley. But anyway, I'll share with you a video clips shortly after these images. It's a very low population valley, but however, you can see that the scenery here is fantastic, beautiful, a picturesque site, you know, for photographers, particularly during the autumns. And there is some of the swollen rivers along these regions. So now I'm going to share with you these video clips flight by my drones, taken by a drone. It's a Phander Valley, the aerial view of Phander Valley. In fact, from so many valleys that I've covered in this city of my travel logs to northern Pakistan, and I found that this Phander Valley is one of the top rated sites, you know, which worth the effort despite the long hour journey due to the road condition, closure of the road, but it's definitely worth the effort to travel here to have a view of this beautiful valley, and also to get close encounter with the people here, Ismaili people in this region. It's at this area they can find a much larger area of flatlands, and that's where you can see abundant of the cultivation and crops. All right, you can see some of the farmlands at the side of the riverbank. As the harvest season has just over, because the winter is coming close, so they always harvest before the arrival of the winter season. And you can see now all the farmland is bare, without any vegetations. The villagers are now preparing for the arrival of the winter, the cold winter. These video clips are taken at much lower altitudes, and to give you a different perspective as compared to the earlier video clips. And also in a different location from the first video clips. You have a lot more time, you can explore the villages around these regions, but of course you need a fair bit of walking. Here is actually the town center, or the village, the main center of this village. So this is the end of these video clips, and let's move on. And then finally, we also come across these KHALTI lakes at the Phander regions, and this KHALTI Lake is actually located in the GUPIS and Yasin district, right? And it's on the westernmost part of the Gilgit-Baltistan regions. And at the same time, this lake is located in the KHALTI village. That's why you get its name, KHALTI Lakes. And it's about 2,270 meters above sea level. Now, the lake is formed due to swallowing of the river and at the bend of the Giza River. Right? This is different from the earlier river, the Gilgit River. It's another river named Giza River. Right? Now, the water here is extremely cold, right? Which flow directly from the surrounding glaciers, right? Due to the melting of the glacier, the lake usually frozen in winter, and therefore people can easily walk on top of the frozen lake or frozen river. Now, this lake is an important source of fresh water for the local here, and originally there's no taught fish, but the taught fish will then bring in and put into this geyser river, and over time these fish have increased in population, and to a point whereby the river, entire river, will now all with breed with this taught fish. And therefore some of my friends say that if you have a chance to put a night here, then you should enjoy their taught fish meal. So this is actually the suspension bridge that span over this KHALTI lakes, and of course the village at the opposite at the end of this suspension bridge is this KHALTI village. Do not underestimate this suspension bridge. Actually allow vehicle to pass by, so it's not a problem. You can see that in the next slide. You can see that the vehicle is crossing using this suspension bridge. And this bridge color lake water is very, very beautiful. On a calm day, it's a perfect piece of mirror, give a perfect reflection, of the crowd, right? So this picture is taken using a drone to give you an overview of this KHALTI lakes as well as KHALTI village, right, on the other side of the river. So now we'll have a look at this aerial photography video clips of these KHALTI lakes while using a drone. As usual, our arrival at this lake is also in the afternoon or late afternoon. So you can see that the image is a bit dim and dull in color due to the absence of sunlight. A small lake, but have a very beautiful surrounding. So this is some of the images that I managed to capture, and in this video clip here I'm trying to fly under this suspension bridge. So this will be the end of my travelogues, all together one introductory travelogues plus 10, this is number 10 of it, so all together 11 episodes of my travelogues. For those who just joined me today, so if you want to know the entire journey that I have took to cover this northern Pakistan, please go to my travelogue started from 1 to number 9, because this is actually the last travelogues of this series. Of course, I will still be able to share with you some of my travelogues to other parts of Pakistan at a later date, but I will still put a stop temporarily at this point in time, and will continue with another nation in my coming episodes of my travelogues. And of course, just a preview of what I'm going to share with you in the coming episode. I'll be sharing my travel journey to Sarawak of Malaysia. Is considered as East Malaysia, state of Sarawak, and I will cover some of the very fascinating and interesting tourist spot in Kuching, Sarawak. So till we meet each other again in the next episode, we shall see you in Kuching, Sarawak, Malaysia. And at the same time, I wish you are well and healthy. And if you have not been subscribing, have not subscribed to my travel channel, please support by subscribing and share to your friend and family so that they can be like you, travel around the world at the comfort of their home. And I thank you for staying until this hour with me, and bye.